10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now, the Zoom homies.
Live from the Tony Wallow Studios, it's the Ken Stout Live Show, featuring the Zoom homies, produced by L&K Productions. Evening, Jeff. Evening, Greg.
Howdy.
See, Photo Mix Media didn't get... Oh, there he is. He's part of the group that I said admit all, and for some reason he wasn't being able to be joined. Not sure what was going on with that. So, I'll change my background in a minute. I was experimenting with some things earlier today.
And Alex is winterized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello, Ken.
Means he changes his antifreeze in his wheelchair. Hi, Alex.
Hello, Greg.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Go figure out.
I know this is gonna put me. I know this is gonna put me in the waiting room, but I was just wondering why Grandpa Keno was there. Texted me 2 hours ago, said he was gonna eat dinner, but he said the stream wasn't gonna start till 10:30.
10:30.
What? I don't understand your question.
It's 10:30.
That's right. Yeah, I'm right on time, actually. If not, yep, right on time.
I wasn't asking a question, but what I was saying is, you texted me 2 hours ago, said he was gonna eat and he was gonna start the stream at 10:30 for you, which was 2 hours ago.
10:30 for me was exactly 2 minutes ago. I don't know what clock you're looking at. I did text you 2 hours ago, and I said, we are home, we are eating, I will be streaming at 10:30.
So my question is, why such a big time difference? Did you have to get a grandpa napkin?
As a matter of fact, I didn't. I wanted to get some things accomplished, like it's part of your business, I don't know. I wanted to get set up for the stream. I had things I wanted to do. Do you think I just rush in and jump to your every whim?
No.
Apparently. Say bye, Alex.
Bye, Alex.
Well, when he prefaces with, I know this will get me put in the waiting room, I'm going to put him in the waiting room.
Was he the one whose cornbread ain't done in the middle?
Let me go try to get caught up with chat here real
and
quick.
John's here.
Yeah, I talked to him. Part of the reason I was 2 hours is I go around to a couple channels and say hello to a few people, and John happened to be one of them. Hi, Bobby Warren. Hi, Tony Wallow, BH Ringer. Let's see here. Tony was first. Greg was a distant second. Only by about 12 minutes this time. That's pretty good. John Lloyd Sr. joins us. Photo Mix Media was there. Greg Guy dropped a link for a security issue with all phones, Greg, or just Androids?
Both.
Both, okay.
I'm just wondering if it got you, and that's how you knew.
Yes.
Yeah. When I tried to enter my passcode, it blew up. Caught on fire. Had to throw it away.
And we have a new member tonight. Hopefully the audio is cool this time around. Hi, Brian.
Hey, Brian. Good to see you.
Looks like Mrs. Brian in the background.
Yeah, my neighbor's right next door.
How close is right next door, Chris? I mean,
Like right next door.
Like, can you reach out and touch the house?
Not that close, but
okay.
Alice, I am here. You said hey to everybody. You didn't say hey to me.
You just joined, did you not?
I heard him say, "Hey, Greg. Hey, whatever."
Well, that's because you wasn't in here, but I'll
I
say
didn't. I
I'll
didn't
say
think
hi
I
to
was
wasn't
you.
either, but
I wasn't here.
Well, I was only looking at 4 squares on my screen. I apologize.
You need more glasses.
No, Chris, I
You can only
actually
see-
have
You can
actually
only see the people who you can see the faces.
yes. I
Okay. You know what happened last time somebody asked me to turn my camera on and I didn't have my shirt on?
I do
Can't
remember
scare
that.
me. I'm
Actually,
old and fat
Yeah, I
myself.
remember that.
yeah. Now that you bring up that nightmare, yes, we remember. Oh, but before we go on any further, I have an important announcement to make. Indiana not only did not get beat at Purdue tonight, they won by 8 points. They swept Purdue this year. Okay,
I
continue.
presume that's a good thing.
Now Purdue's ranked 5th in the nation. They were number 1 at the time they got beat there. You go catch up on chat. Wintermute said something about missing me. I guess you missed us. Yeah, I'm here. I'm back. I've been back since about 8:30, as y'all know. Alex is questioning my time management. So do I need to run my program, my scheduling by you, or what? What's the deal here?
what do you think I'm expecting the answer to be?
I'll be right back.
Hey, Brian, I saw you on Doug's today.
Yes, I was there.
Yeah, Brian is the only one. And I was telling Mrs. K this today while we were driving down the road.
Mimi.
Brian's the only one that has ever requested the Zoom credentials with a song. And I thought that was great.
Hello.
Hi, Mimi.
Hey,
Good to see you again. Brian, good to see you again. Alex, good to see you again. I got a feeling we're going to be seeing you a lot again tonight. Welcome into the group, Brian. I will get you're in Pacific Standard Time Zone, correct?
That is correct.
We'll get you added to the clocks. Can't make no guarantees it'll be tonight. We do
Where
have
are
two.
you, Brian?
I watched last night's chaos meeting, but it seemed like I was dropping in everyone talking about their surgeries, their scars, their doctors.
What happens when you get a bunch of old men together?
are you in snow?
Bonjour, Monsieur Jeff.
Hmm?
Bonjour, Monsieur Jeff.
Oh, bonsoir.
So, Mimi, how are you holding up? Are you doing okay? As she falls out of the chair.
Huh?
Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're glad to see you. I will say one thing about basketball here, Ken, before you get off the topic. I will note that Kansas State is ranked number 14, and this is the first year for their new coach. So that's pretty good.
That's real good. I'm going to go ahead and change my background, considering I don't need it running now. Change that.
I didn't get a chance to mention it last night during the conversation about surgeries. I had the appendix out when I was 9.
Oh, good Lord.
One surgery I've never had to have, but
Right.
a lot of people I know have had to have is their tonsils taken out. That's one I've never had to endure.
I've never had mine out
Tonsils
either.
taken out.
I had my tonsils out when I was 5, and although the shape isn't right, the tissue grew back. Which
I've
can
never
happen.
had to have that surgery.
Brian, are you in snowy Los Angeles?
No, I'm up near Modesto, which is about 90 miles north of where Doug is at. So Central Valley.
It's about where Jose is.
I was gonna say that sounds like where Jose's at.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Where's he from?
He lives in Modesto.
Oh,
We always tease him because we have a member that joins us every once in a great while and thinks he lives in Madera. I don't even know where Madero's at.
Now we got four. And we got
might be
four
neighbors.
Californians.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go make some changes over there. I'm counting. We have Jeff, Tony, Tim, Jose, and Doug, and now I'll add Brian. That'll be 5 or 2, 4. That'll be 6 out of the Pacific time zone.
I've got the candles. The candles are on my background. That's to keep warm.
But what I was saying is Doug, Brian, Tim, and Jose are all relatively close together.
Right, Jeff's the only one that doesn't live in the wonderful state of California, so that's correct. Yeah.
Bim, bim.
And we have
Well,
two.
the closest I ever got to you, I was stationed at Fort Ord many years ago,
Awesome.
down by Salinas in Monterey.
I loved Ord when I was stationed there.
Again.
And
Yes,
nice
Mimi.
climate.
Nah,
And
nah.
did you call my name? Am I hearing things?
Yeah.
Hearing things. So, Brian, your jokes that you come up with in Doug's that I saw earlier, do you come up with those on your own, or do you have a book of dad jokes?
I have a book of dad jokes and a calendar of dad jokes that was given to me for Christmas.
He's going to fit right in with this group.
And let's see. I posted this one on Doug's already. It said, Mary had a little lamb. The
Yeah.
doctor fainted.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Doug got that one too, I noticed.
Yeah, he liked that
That
one.
was right before.
What
we
was
left.
it again?
Mary had a little lamb. The doctor fainted.
Oh, okay.
I may have to get that added to my little slideshow of things that are playing on the lower left-hand corner, which, by the way, I got all that worked out today. There's only 1 or 2 things I can't get quite tweaked the way I like, but hopefully it comes through pretty good.
Your little slideshow, there was one I didn't get. It took me a couple of minutes. It's about a guy named Tom and the magician.
Yeah, don't
I
feel
kept
bad.
going like, I don't get that until it suddenly realized me. I realized it. Subtle,
Full
very subtle.
disclosure that there's a couple of us in this group didn't get it the first time either. One of those being me. I didn't get it the first time as well. So, BH, good to see you.
Evening.
Darren, good to see
Darren.
you.
Good morning.
Yes, it is. It's 3:45 your neck of the woods. What are you doing up? Oh, wait. Are you
I
just
tried
not,
earlier getting in, but
you
with
just
no
now
one in.
stumbling in?
No, I tried it half an hour ago. No Zoom on.
Uh-huh. You know we
Had a
all
lot of it.
believe that.
I did.
Okay, I'm not doubting you. I understand.
Oh,
Let me go catch up with you. In fact, let me pop chat out so I can put it right in front of me, and I'll just move that over there. Pop chat out.
Ian, remind me after the stream, but I had another funny tech support video I found. It's not that same bald guy, but it's pretty funny.
All right. I'll remind you. I think Winter Meat's the last one I remember. Yes, I guess I missed you. Yeah. I actually called somebody from the road, but I'm not going to mention any names. But he was too busy eating. Bobby Warren says, "Hey, Ken, John,
Yep.
John."
Jim.
Yeah, Jim.
And it's
I called Jim.
And it's not my fault that people always call me when I'm in the other room doing something. But you're the only one that calls me.
I don't have the Alex calendar quite worked out. I'll work on that for you. But you know what I do have down pat? I have this.
The waiting room.
I have this perfectly timed. So I'll get Brian at it, and Bobby Warren wants to be an honorary member. I can probably make that work. I have to look at my Eastern Standard Time availability. I'm going to run out of room here pretty soon. I'm going to have to get with Wintermute and see if there's a different way of doing it, which is why I wanted to do it vertically instead of horizontally.
Smaller font.
I could go with smaller fonts too, yes. The problem I have with that, of course, I'm half blind. On YouTube, on my monitoring screen, the clocks look horrendous to me. It looks like it's all, even at 1080p, it looks like it's all out of whack or whatever. So I don't know.
If you go to a smaller font, nobody's going to be able to read my name.
Your name's on there?
It better be.
It is. It's the first one under Eastern Standard Time. Initially, I was going to try to do it alphabetically, and I gave up on that. And Chris Garrett says Chris G, because when I put in Chris Garrett, that goes all the way over to Mountain Standard Time. Same thing with Sean.
Hey, Ken, remind me, whereabouts do you live?
I live in Indianapolis, Indiana now.
That explains why you were talking about basketball.
Yes.
I used to live in Indiana, and everything is basketball.
Yes. I grew up a big IU fan. I'm still an IU fan. I stuck with them through their horrible years. I've got a lot of high hopes for Coach Woodson, Mike Woodson. So we'll see. I think they're going to be second round tournament this year, maybe.
I used to live down near Evansville.
Okay.
My grandparents are from Evansville.
You were born up north, though, weren't you, Greg?
Yeah, Hammond, Indiana.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I've lived all over, Brian. I lived in San Diego for a while, Vegas for a while. Bless you, Charleston, Illinois for a while. And then we finally have made it back to Indiana. And
Evansville is the boondocks of Indiana, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's way down south.
Right on the river.
Mm-hmm.
Go across the river and you're into Kentucky.
Is that Mississippi River?
Ohio, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think. I'm trying to run geography
Ohio.
through my head. Yeah, it's got to be the Ohio because Mississippi's west of us.
Okay.
So 3 strikes and he's out. Bobby's going to be going to Dayton, Ohio. When are you going to Dayton, Ohio?
2 weeks.
Oh, did he say when?
Yeah.
You guys know me. I'm a little slow on catching things, reading things and whatnot. Let's catch up on chat a little bit. Oh, yeah, he does say in 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tonight, I will be recovering from eye surgery. So I'm not planning on doing any driving at all. In fact, we determined tonight just a short little drive to pick her up from work and back home. That's all the night driving I'm going to be doing. Because tonight was, no pun intended, a real eye-opener with my driving.
I see.
Yes. Told you he's going to fit right in.
Ken, what makes all seriousness, what makes tonight different than any of the other nights that you've had?
Well, you're getting less light coming through the lens when you have cataracts, and so problems are exaggerated at night.
I understand that, but why is it? But you've been picking her up at night for a whole bunch of nights, so why all of a sudden is it different now? This one particular night.
Would you like me to answer that before or after I put you in the waiting room?
Before.
Okay, up until tonight, I hadn't driven on a major highway at night. I drive on a little city street, approximately 7 miles down to her work and back. I can do that. I can do that easily. Tonight, we're on a major highway, and then we got on the loop around Indianapolis, which is called 465, which everybody thinks that's the Indianapolis 500, and they drive like maniacs. And you could ask Lorna, I was sitting like this on the wheel, up in the steering, up in the windshield. I was that, I don't want to say paranoid, but I was that concerned for my vision. I won't do that I mean, knock on wood, in 2 weeks, 2 weeks from tonight, as a matter of fact, when you guys see me, it'll be like this. I'll have this eye covered because of the cataract surgery on this eye. We determined we ain't doing anything between now and 2 weeks from now. I couldn't, normally I can drive 360. I can see in front of me. I can see out the mirrors. I have no issues. But tonight, on that particular road, I could only see in front of me. And I got in a lane, and I got up to a good speed, and that's where I stayed. Now, tomorrow, I might shoot a couple videos because tomorrow we're going to go practice driving with Mrs. K so that on my day of surgery, she can drive home from the hospital.
The people behind you will probably pissed off on that road if they think it's the Indianapolis 500 because they couldn't pass you.
Fortunately, tonight, yes, you're probably right. But fortunately, the day of the surgery, we are going nowhere near that. It's a straight shot from the hospital to here. It's like 2 streets, 2 turns. And it cannot be screwed up. Just can't be. Now, having said that, I know Mrs. K will screw it up.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
You'll wind up getting lost and take 4 hours to get home.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't want to make this seem any worse than it already is or not. But if your vision is that bad and you still had to drive her to work after your surgery, even if it's a short distance, why don't you call like the non-dispatch police and have them escort you to, because you'll be able to see the bright blue lights pretty good, I would imagine.
Well, I seriously doubt that I have enough clout in the city of Indianapolis to call the non-emergency line and say, could you escort me home? I just had cataract surgery. I'm not supposed to be driving, but you know me, I'm a macho man. I'm going to drive. That's not going to happen, Alex.
And besides, Ken might have some warrants out for him.
I thought we weren't discussing those. Didn't we?
Oh,
agree?
that's right.
Oh, my goodness.
Plus,
You can always use Uber.
Yeah.
plus with one eye, you don't have any depth perception.
No.
Right.
I think we'll be fine. We're actually going to drive it tomorrow at least once to and from. My concern getting there, not a big concern. I'm driving going there. My concern's getting back. And there's only 2 streets she could get messed up on, and not being from here, she doesn't understand how they flow. So I'm going to have to think of how to get her back to our street from the hospital.
So are you going to have a white bandage or get one of those
I honestly,
big black patches like a pirate?
if I get a choice, I'll probably go with the pirate. But I think Lorna had the white one, if I remember right, when she had hers.
And how long will that be?
I don't know. I have to go back Saturday morning, which is odd because Lorna had hers done and they didn't see her for 2 weeks. I've got to go back to the VA Saturday morning for them to check my eye out. So I'm hoping not very long.
The name of the stream that night will be
Oh
Ken,
my goodness.
Ken, I think maybe you should call Gary and ask him if you can borrow one of his Teslas, because the Teslas have a big iPad tablet with a whole bunch of cameras, so you can look at the tablet inside and be able to see the cameras, and that would help her find her way to drive.
waiting room.
Yeah, I'm answering chat. Probably a good thing, huh? So let me translate in my feeble mind what you just said. Get a Tesla because it's got an iPad. I still won't be able to see it because you think I'm going to be able to read an iPad?
No, I thought it would be easier for her if because it's got all the cameras on the outside, so you can see
No,
going on a big
it
screen.
would probably
She's
be more
watching the camera, she'll have an accident.
right. Exactly, it'll be
There's-
more confusing. We'll be
There's
fine.
other vehicles that have
I've ridden in a
big
new
screens.
Tesla, and the dashboard to me, for anybody who has any experience driving in a traditional vehicle, is a pain in the ass.
Toyotas have big screens too.
Yeah, I noticed on NASCAR last Sunday at Daytona, they now have an not electronic. They have a electric. They got a screen over here that's not a mirror that shows the traffic around them. It's taking the place of the rear view mirror. It's pretty interesting, I thought, and it was a really good shot as well.
I'm just
the
gonna
newer.
I'm just gonna take my 43-inch TV and put it in my
Yeah.
car, and I can see everything.
In the front for the windshield.
Hey, I got a question for Alex. Since this new laptop is USB-C charging, is it possible to get an adapter to plug it up to go into the USB port in the car or truck?
Yes.
Straight to the USB port?
Yes. And it's also possible if you get a big enough, if you get a big enough one, it's also possible to charge it off of one of those USB charger battery pack things.
I'm scared to plug too much into that USB-C because being the wrong voltage or whatever.
You just have to make sure that you get the one. If you use one of those portable battery things with USB ports on it, you just have to make sure that you get one with a big enough milliamps or wattage on it.
I'll have a laptop mount in the vehicle.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, Chris?
Well, I won't. That would be good in a way, but
It's no different than how the police. It's no different than how the police charge their laptops in their cars. They use an inverter or a USB-C port or something like that.
Speaking of police, today on the scanner, they were stopping people left and right, and they were saying people were getting mad. They were saying all the other cars were going fast too. And one cop said to the other one, said, you should have told him, I don't see no radar in your car. He said, I'm stopping a lot of lawyers today. They getting mad because everybody else was going fast.
You just happen to be
but
the
just
one
because somebody else is going fast doesn't mean you aren't breaking the law yourself.
I know.
Yeah.
When he said, I know he's probably watching the stream, but I don't care. When he said, lawyers, I thought of Gary.
I don't know if Gary's watching us or not. Hope he is. I haven't seen him around on anybody's for a while now. Bring up the chat message I just got here. Just got to figure out where to put it so I can read it. Okay, that's in French, so I'm going to have to go translate that later. My French is a little weak these days.
They were arresting a lot of people too.
I've seen 2 policemen the entire trip going over and coming back, and they were both Illinois State policemen, and they were sitting right at the Indiana-Illinois line, and I don't know if they were catching people coming out of Indiana speeding or not. I averaged about 78 mile an hour both ways going and coming over there. Speed limit 70. And I was being passed like I was sitting still. It was horrible.
And they wasn't stopping them?
I don't know, Chris. Like I said, they were on the other side just as you got into the state boundary of Illinois.
There's been a time or two I wish the police would pull my seat van drivers over because of all the crazy stuff I've seen them do while they're driving me around and everybody else.
I didn't see any cops at Walmart today.
Oh, we're going there tomorrow. I've already been informed. So much for having a nice, relaxing Sunday.
Damn, I could have given you my list and saved me a trip.
I sent you pictures of the Filipino store.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
my hammy actress wife trying to be funny.
Hey, Greg, I'm sure you could probably living in Maryland where you do. I'm pretty sure you can probably get some service like Instacart or whatever, and they'll deliver your groceries to you from Walmart.
Yeah, for about $15.
I'm going to shut that off a minute and go see if I can find one here.
And that's just the delivery charge, though, right? $15.
Yeah. When I can go one stoplight. I can't do it, I'll send my son.
Goodness.
All right, I got to bring this over in front of me because I can't see
Ma-
it.
Mario Bros. Goodness.
He's blind in one eye and can't
Besides-
see out of the other.
Yep.
Besides,
There we
Walmart is one of the places that I can go, and there's a lot of room, so I can literally go. I can literally push my chair here full speed, straight down the aisle, and not run over anybody, as Ken and Robert saw.
Long Dog asked me if we're getting snow tomorrow. I don't think so. As a matter of fact, we have a fantastic day planned for Wednesday, I believe it is. 68 sunny, no wind.
We had snow flurries today.
We had a great when we left. It was I'll tell you how good of a day it was when we left. I actually mentioned the golf word instead of driving, and I got the most glaringest. Is there a hole in the side of my face right? No. I got the most glaringest look there was. So I thought, well, we'll just drive over to Illinois today then. But from when we left, literally when we hit the state line, the temperature dropped 30 degrees and the sun went away and it clouded up. It was just horrible.
Did you go to the Filipino store since you went to Illinois?
Of course, that's the only reason we went. We drove by the old house. We drove by the old neighborhood. Chickens are gone. They got rid of the chickens. Yard looks horrible. It's their house. I don't care. They can do with it what they want. They paid for it. Not my responsibility any longer. I don't like it, but there's nothing I can do about it. So, yeah, poor chickens. That's kind of how I felt too. Doggone it.
They probably ate them.
I don't know. I don't know if you can eat hens or not.
You can stew them.
You can
Cook them that way.
stew them.
Yep.
I'm checking the message Mimi just sent me.
I thought roosters and hens tasted the same.
Yeah, Long Dog, we're 56 tomorrow here, so there's no chance of snow. Monday, we're 90% chance of rain, 61. Tuesday, 56. I might play Tuesday and Wednesday. Now it's up to 69. Oh, I better shut up. I'm going to jinx Wednesday's forecast. So we will see.
Hello, Tim.
Hi, Tim.
When did you come in?
Just now. Hello, Alex and Ken.
Hello.
And Jeff and Greg and BH.
Hello, Tim.
Hey, BH Ringer.
Everybody say hi to Tim.
Hey,
I'm
Tim.
Mimi.
Tim.
Hi to Tim.
I'm a little late.
Guys like my new coffee cup?
Hello.
You can't tell.
Hello.
But it's got a little streak down the middle of the L. I thought that
The L would go good with Lightfoot.
Cafe.
Yes. Yes.
Did you see mine that I had this morning?
Oh, wow. We got Brian in here. Nice.
Let me spotlight you and see if that'll come through even with your background on. Spotlighted.
Oh, Papa.
I like that.
Papa.
I like
Is
that.
this-
That's good.
I
Is
made
this
this one.
Brian?
I made
is
this
this
one
Bri-
last year for the Zoom homies. Go ahead, Tim. I'm sorry.
Is this? I believe this is Brian's first time in this.
Technically, it's the second. We chatted earlier today, but yes, you're correct. It is the first time.
Nice.
So I made this for the Zoom homies. It's got everyone that bothered to show up, Tim, that got their picture taken on it.
Cool.
And I
I
I'm just-
kind of missed out on that.
Yeah, I'm picking on you. I sent one to everybody.
Hello, Tim.
And then the other one I have, which kind of was the inspiration behind the Zoom homies, is we had our 45th high school anniversary this year. And I went to a real small high school, so I put it on there. And that got me to thinking about the Zoom homies. So that's how that came about. There are some other Zoom homie things in the works. It's just a matter of figuring things out.
Well, it takes time.
And money.
But mostly time, which a lot of people don't have. A lot of people have a lot of money, but not a lot of time.
Should I or not? Let's take a vote on it. All those in favor?
Yeah.
No.
I forgot. What are we voting on?
Putting Alex in the waiting room.
Oh,
I'm in a unique situation where I have money and a lot of time on my hands, at least until I find a job that will take me.
Mm.
Don't stop talking just because I left.
if we get
Just
enough
think-
people, if we get enough people in the waiting room, we can have our own Zoom meeting.
No, it don't work like that, sadly.
I know that.
Brian. But I wish it did. That's actually what the Zoom has, something called breakout rooms, and the host can put everybody in, put people in separate. Like if you had like 100 people in a Zoom, so that's technically like what you're saying.
So I can't remember when we experimented with the breakout rooms. Were people in the breakout rooms able to talk to one another in the breakout rooms?
Yes.
Okay. Have to experiment with that again one of these days.
All right, I got a question for everybody.
Okay.
A little trivia question. It goes along the lines of what you were showing the other day about how's the speed of a mouse measured? Mickeys per second. Everybody knows that.
Oh yeah, everybody. I was surprised that these guys didn't, but go on.
Here's the question. In terms of computer technology, what is a jiffy?
Oh, I haven't heard that in a while.
An animated image.
It's a GIF.
Yeah.
A jiffy.
The GIF.
Were you talking about?
No, not a GIF.
PHY.
It's a measurement of time.
Oh.
Oh, a
Yeah.
jiffy. Okay.
Half a second.
It's like
No.
when Microsoft updates, they say just a moment.
It's a Jiffy Lube defines it as 80 seconds. That's when they'll change your oil.
Can I
don't
phone
know
a
if-
friend?
Yeah,
they
go to Chat GPT.
They can't change it.
Oh, really? That's funny.
And Jiffy Lube won't fill up your oil either.
I'd like to poll the audience, please. Wait a
You
minute.
can
How
only
many
poll-
options do I have? I don't want to run out of options. So
You
it's
have
it's a measurement of time?
It's a measurement of time in computer technology.
Yep.
Okay.
A millisecond.
Just like you say, I'll be there in a jiffy.
I agree with Tony Walla, who said in chat peanut butter. That's what I thought it was, but I wasn't going to say anything.
No takers?
I'm not Googling it, by the way. I'm hands-free. I have no idea. I mean, okay, so everyone knows here that I have the most technical knowledge of this group, without question. And if I don't know it, then...
Absolutely.
Give up?
Oh,
Are you looking up to-
I gave up when he first asked the question.
I don't even know if it's used at all anymore. I think Greg said he hasn't heard that in a long time, but it's if you look it up now, they'll define it as one clock cycle of your
What?
system clock. One clock cycle.
Okay.
What is a clock cycle? 24 hours?
No, it depends what processor you're running.
Yep.
Like your gigahertz and
It's the
So
frequency.
so if it depends on the process you're running,
Megahertz.
it can have different...
That's correct.
Okay. Thank you. I'm glad you understood where my logic was going. Okay.
I got one thing here that says the duration of one tick of a timer interrupt. For computer use.
Megahertz. Jim says
But there
megahertz.
are other uses. I found a thing that said either 1/50th or 1/60th of a second, depending upon the frequency of the power supply. So there's multiple definitions of a jiffy.
That there are.
Yeah, I like the
But
one
I had
BH
used it in some programming way back when.
Okay, that's cool.
So, in all full disclosure, I'm probably the least technical of the group, and I'm not afraid to admit the fact that I'm by far the least technical.
Well, that's an understatement.
There he goes.
No,
Well,
I'm letting Jim to the action first.
You've got only one eye, so you couldn't see the answer.
Right now, this is true. I do. Well, I have both eyes. I can't see out of one of them really very well. I mean, I'm looking right at you guys. What are you talking about? I can see you perfectly fine. Now, you guys are bouncing all around. I told that to Lorna and I was doing something and I turned and looked at her. I said, would the three of you please come together so I know where you're at? She didn't think it was very funny. Hello,
You
Jim.
didn't get it, or-
Jim must be using that same cord on his camera because still getting the little flickering, huh?
Yeah, well, it's going to be that way until everything's transferred over.
I don't see any flickering. Where's the flickering at?
It'll show up occasionally. You'll see the video on me break up just slightly.
Okay.
There it is, right there.
Yeah.
Oh, missed it. I was getting a drink of coffee.
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, there it was. I saw it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to flicker because for some reason the Brios don't like to be plugged into front ports on most machines. Of course, it also could be.
It did that on Doug's channel today.
It's possibly also the cabling that's in the case. I don't know, but I don't have more than one USB 3 port on the back of the current streaming machine, which is the other reason why I moved to this machine.
Because it has 7,000 USB hubs.
Well, it's got 8 USB 2 ports. That's fine, but it also has like four USB 3s on the back. So that will solve my problem.
And Long Dog, if you're still in chat, let me know something, please. I have something I want to relate to you or pass along to you, or I don't know what the wordage would be. So, Alex, why do we have the winter scene tonight? What's that all about?
Nothing in particular. So Jim, does a 4K webcam require USB 3.0?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. It's not going to work otherwise. You need the bandwidth.
I have a camera that has 4K. I'll take that back, 8K. But I don't have the bandwidth, so it's useless. Duh.
I mean, as it stands right now, if I were to thing with also, I've noticed with at least OBS, I'll get there eventually, is that it basically only goes to the resolution of whatever your monitor is. So I have a 1080p 32-inch monitor sitting about 5 feet away from me, but I can see things because it's large enough. Now, if I were to get something like, I don't know, for the sake of argument, let's say I got a 50-inch monitor that does 4K, then OBS will go to 4K. And technically, I could, using the two Brios, do my videos in 4K at that point. I don't know that I would ever do that.
So what you're saying is OBS will only output to the stream. Like if your screens will only do 720, OBS won't allow you to output to stream to YouTube 1080.
Not that I'm aware of, it won't, but I've never tried that. But I can tell you this, when you go into OBS and you set what the output resolution is, it will not let me do anything more than 1080 because that's what the monitor does. Now, if I have OBS on my gaming machine upstairs, which has a 1440p monitor. Now on there, OBS will let me do 1440p.
When I got my first Canon R mirrorless camera body, I recorded the International Space Station going over Fresno, and you won't believe this, only 4 minutes. I recorded that in 4K.
Yes, I do believe the file size.
And it took almost a day and a half to upload it to YouTube. It's a nightmare. So why would anybody do that?
Well,
I'll stick to 1080.
I can tell you that a lot of the major streamers, if you go look at any of their videos that they put up, there's almost always an option for at least 2K and in many cases 4K. If you go into the settings thing, pop up and you tell you what you wanted to display.
Well, they got really good bandwidth.
You know what's funny? My TV, even though it is only 1080p, in the model information, if I go into the about setting of the TV and it gives me all the serial number, the model number, and information, it actually identifies itself as a 2K TV, even though it's only 1080.
Oh, my TV's over 10 years old. But it can play 1080p, and that's it. With the 60-inch.
But that's all I care to have. Either I don't care to have, 4K.
I don't care to have 2K, 4K, and all that crap. I did try it with a really nice camera to see what I could do with it. That was a nightmare. Almost a day and a half. And it ate up all my computer resources. I will never do that again.
Where you almost need to have a dedicated computer to do stuff like that with.
Yeah, well, I didn't have that back in the day. I do now.
True. Yeah. So before I forget, I want to let Long Dog know something. A while back, he sent me a email with a really cool display of probably 1,000 pictures, give or take, and it was zoomed in and then it concaved. I think concave is this way itself around. And he asked me if I thought I could do something with that. Oh, wait, before I go on, Brian, how do you feel about DaVinci Resolve?
Don't use it.
I mean, you're okay if we discuss it and maybe time to time share
yeah,
the screen?
Sure.
Okay, good.
That's fine. I do all my editing just like what Kerry said the other night. He uses Cyberlink's Power Director.
Okay.
I've been using that for years and years.
I thought you were going to say he uses you use Wondershare.
Oh, I haven't heard that time. Cyber Director, you know how to use that, Brian?
Oh yeah.
All right, another someone that does editing, and I'll get back with him later. Anyway,
I did that with one of Doug's takeoff set Madeira, because the end letters were backwards in the cockpit. I had to mirror the image around. That was over 12 years ago. Wow. I didn't know somebody else used that.
Well, I've got about
thanks for the info, Brian.
I've got about 40 years of videos that I've been taking of the family and that, and at one time I had them all up on my domain's website until I got a nasty email that says you're taking up too much bandwidth. You got to take down all those MP4s.
So you took all those off of VHSs or whatever, old camcorder tapes, and transferred them.
Yeah, I had some conversions even from some old 8mm that I've got.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
nice.
That's awesome.
I do that for people, VHS and other camcorder conversions. I got lucky because one of my Facebook friends on Facebook had one of those old Sony Handycam 8mm cameras in stores that they weren't using. So I got them to sell it to me for $100. That's $100 I ever spent.
Well, I was doing that with VHF, but I gave up on it. It's cheaper for me to just take it to somebody and let them do it. But I do know how to do it. But it's time consuming, the rendering. And Brian knows what I'm talking about.
Just out of curiosity, Alex, what's our record for Zoom 17?
Our record, I believe, is 16. That's the record.
All right, we're at 12 right now. Rick will
We're
join
at
us around
12. Cool. We're having a
13.
good audience tonight.
And also, Ken, if I remember correctly, don't put me in the waiting room if I say this wrong, but I think the record for longest single Zoom session time is around 16 hours.
Oh, yeah. I can agree with that. Me and some guys stayed up to 4 in the morning talking on Zoom. You know, the host went to Alex, and Alex left, and then it went to me, and then it went to Winnie Mute.
Speaking
Yeah,
of that,
we stayed up to almost 5 o'clock in the morning in my time zone, which was kind of cool.
Speaking of
I just changed my background to a VHS camcorder capture taken back in 1992. That's me on a bungee jump.
That looks really good for 92.
That's nice.
What
was you trying to say, Ken?
Well, speaking of hosts, from now on, when I leave Zoom, after the stream and after I'm leaving Zoom, I'm going to ask who would like to be host, because apparently we had a major snafu last night.
Oh, really? I wasn't there last night.
No, we tried to blame you, but you weren't there last night. So
you try to blame me, and I wasn't there. Oh, not.
That's the obvious person to blame.
Hold your hand out, Ken. I'm gonna slap you on it.
So when I leave Zoom, I'm going to ponder the question, or ask the question, or query the group, however the hell you want to say it, who wants to be the host. And everyone's eligible to participate except for Jim out of Sheridan, Arkansas.
Oh, crap.
Wintermute joins us.
Hey, Wintermute.
Not careful. We're going to have 16 in here pretty quick. That'd be nice.
That's all right, Ken. Tonight is Saturday night, so I got to go to church in the morning, so I don't want it tonight.
That'd be nice if we could get up to 22. That'd be a record
20.
breaker.
My goal's 20. I'd like to hit 20 one time.
Yeah, what's the record time? What's the record of putting Alex in the waiting room?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't been keeping count tonight.
It's a 3.
Well, you've got
still 3.
Couple of folks. Well, one who can't come anymore, unfortunately, and some folks who come later. So.
Well, now we've just added the 4. We're up to 4. So
I might have missed one though.
Well, I'll make up for it.
You know that he reminds me of that line from Good Morning Vietnam, Ken.
That's a good.
How's that line going?
Well, we can't say that over the air right yet.
Well, I can tell you the last.
We're still live. We're still live.
I can tell you the last part of the line. And the last part of the line is powder burnt or snake bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
We are coming up on the hour pretty quick, so we'll be off the air Zooming. We'll be off the air streaming here shortly. So, Alex, I didn't know if we were at 3 or 4, so we just went ahead and threw a bonus one in. We'll get to that record shortly. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and end the stream. We're at 55 minutes. But wait, is that okay with you, Alex?
Whoa.
I know I got to run my
schedule. There's Rick Lakes.
Yes,
hey,
that's fine.
Congratulations,
I had something
Rick.
I wanted to share anyway, so that's fine.
So
Congratulations, Ricks.
Yeah, congratulations.
So
yeah, thank you,
Greg.
You deserve it.
I've obviously missed something.
We'll come back. We'll circle back to that in a minute. We'll come back to that.
Okay.
Greg.
Yes, ma'am.
I need you to unclean your ears now and listen. I want to thank Tony Wallow, Greg Guy, John Aloy Sr., Photo Mix Media, Greg Guy again. That's twice, Greg, if you can count at home. Wintermute, Bobby Warren, Jim was there, B.H. Ringer was there. I believe I saw Brian Lightfoot was there. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate the support of the channel and Zoom now. You're going to fit right in. I hope we don't scare you off on night 1. Long Dog was there. I'll have to get with him later. He's got things going on. He's up in Idaho with his dad. So see you guys tomorrow night.
Don't forget
Alex, what time
John.
am I streaming tomorrow night?
9 o'clock.
Hey,
Works for me.
Hey.
9 o'clock it is. His Highness has spoke. So I'll see everybody tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. And thank you for being here and thank you for the support of the channel.
Good